Matthew, good morning. I'd actually like to start on the state of M&A. You guys bought Area 1 Security about a month ago that deals in email and phishing security, about $162 million, I believe. What can you tell us about the M&A environment right now, companies' willingness to sell and perhaps take stock as part of the payment?
Yeah, I think that at Cloudflare, we've always really believed in internal development first and foremost. So our hurdle rate for any M&A is extremely high. With Area 1, we found a team that we really respected. They were a vendor that we were using ourselves, someone who we knew could help close one of the key holes in any organization's security portfolio. So we're excited to have them on board. I think our hurdle rate for M&A continues to be extremely high, and we are going to be very selective about what we use. But I think that when we find great teams and great technologies that are nice tuck-ins to our existing customer base, it's a great way to continue to expand our portfolio.
And what's the lesson of the Lapsus cyber attacks, and in what way is that shifting the ask from clients on either what they're concerned about or what you're messaging about how they need to be protected?
I think that the Lapsus attacks are just another iteration that shows how a small group of individuals, whether that's a group at a nation state or in this case, what appear to be a series of teenagers, can do enormous amounts of harm to organizations. In this case, they were literally paying insiders within an organization in order to take over client information and other things. What I think that highlights is how important it is to have defense in depth in any security. You don't want to rely on any one thing. The metaphor that I like to use is it's like once upon a time we built ships without bulkheads, and the problem was that if there was any hole anywhere in the ship, then the ship sank. Today, modern ships are built with bulkheads, and a modern organization's security should have the modern equivalent, which is a series of bulkheads that prevent any one individual, any one vendor, any one security vulnerability from taking down your entire organization.
Matthew, last week we did see law enforcement disclose some earlier investigations about potential attempts to at least move into the energy grid. Does that act as a deterrent when law enforcement is willing to publicly say, we knew who you were and what you were trying to do?
I think that any activity where we can identify who the bad guys and who the hackers are that are trying to attack parts of our infrastructure is part of an overall strategy. But what I think is critical is that we make sure that those energy companies, those companies in the water space, hospitals, make sure that they are as secure as possible, which is why we, along with CrowdStrike and Ping Identity, launched the Critical Infrastructure Defense Project. And what we're doing is providing our services and the best of breed technology to those organizations to make sure that they have all the security that's there. But I applaud law enforcement going after hackers. Oftentimes they're overseas and outside of the reach of law enforcement, but making it harder for them to do their business is good for us as a society and good for every organization out there.
Right. So, Matthew, the virtual fences are up. You have more cooperation between the public and private spheres. And I don't mean this question sort of in a bad way, but I wonder, why do you think we haven't seen a concerted attack yet from Russian hackers? Have their capabilities, do you think, been overstated? Are we better prepared? Are they too busy playing defense to play offense? What's the reason behind that, do you think?
I don't think it's a bad question at all. In fact, I think that's the question that all of us are asking ourselves, because I think one of the biggest surprises of the last month has been that while our shields are up, and I think it is absolutely appropriate for us to be at a heightened level of security, the massive attacks that I think we expected haven't come so far. What we don't know yet is if that's the quiet before the storm, or if for whatever reason cyber attacks aren't part of it. What we do know is that Russian hackers are very talented, that they are good at launching cyber attacks, and that this is a heightened level of security. So our team is working around the clock with our clients to make sure that they're secure, to watch for anything that's going on. We're watching what's going on inside of Ukraine, inside of Belarus, inside of Russia, making sure that we can stop attacks that come out of any of those regions or target any region around the world. And so I think it's the million-dollar question right now. Why haven't there been more cyber attacks? But I don't think that means that we're out of the woods.